Today, I'm going to talk about 5 of the most common questions that clients have when moving to Monrovia, California. I'm going to talk about what's special about its location, cost of housing, how are the schools, and what's there to do here, and a few things that past clients have told me after they've moved here, so you'll know exactly what to expect when you make your move here. What's up everyone, Realtor Kevin Kuo here. Welcome to my channel where we talk about home ownership around Pasadena, California and the greater Los Angeles area. If you're planning to move to or from this area, leave me a message down below and my partners and I would love to help achieve your real estate goals. To give some context as to where we are, Monrovia is located about 20 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles, about 8 miles east of Pasadena, with the 210 freeway running right through it. The size of this town is roughly about 13.7 square miles, although much of it is wilderness and has a population of less than 40,000 people. First, let's talk about what's special about Monrovia's location and what's there to do here. Living here, the 210 freeway allows you to commute to major metropolitan centers like Pasadena, Glendale, downtown Los Angeles, and being close to the intersection of the 210 and 605 freeway lets you easily access other parts of Los Angeles County. You're also minutes away from some of San Gabriel Valley's largest attractions like Old Town Pasadena, Rose Bowl, Santa Anita Racetrack, and the Los Angeles Arboretum. Next, what's there to do here? Within this city, Monrovia has a small town feel but plenty of things to do. There's a good mix of shops and cafes at Old Town Monrovia, supermarkets, restaurants, and big box retailers on Huntington Drive, several breweries spread out around town. You have quick access to hiking trails and trailhead portals that lead into the San Gabriel Mountains. It's funny that it was cloudy the day that I filmed this because normally it's nice and sunny for 90% of the year. And the neighborhoods are green and walkable, so you can easily exercise just going outside. A thing to note is that Monrovia has a thriving commercial district, but it's still primarily a small suburban town, and everything here still caters more towards families. 85% of the population here are married, and 36% are married with children under the ages of 18. The Old Town here is probably 1/5 the size of the Old Town in Pasadena. If you eat out a lot, you'll go through trying out all the cafes and restaurants rather quickly. And aside from the few breweries and sports bars, there really isn't much of a nightlife here. However, you'll really appreciate having easy access to the 210 freeway with quick access to other places like Pasadena and downtown Los Angeles with a much bigger food and night scene. Just like how I'll really appreciate if you can subscribe and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm to help support this video. Now let's talk about how affordable is housing here. The current median home price in Monrovia currently sits around $1 million. When comparing Monrovia's median home price to neighboring cities, it's in the middle. Not the most expensive, but not the most affordable either. At $1 million, this should buy you a newer 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1,500 to 1,800 square foot condo or townhouse, or an older 3-bedroom single family home built in the 1950s. It's not that uncommon to buy older homes here because the majority of single family homes were built in the 1950s and 1960s. Median rent for a 2-bedroom apartment is about $2,800 a month and a 3-bedroom apartment around $3,100 a month. And the percentage of homeowners and renters here are about the same. The most expensive single-family homes are located north of Foothill at the base of the San Gabriel Mountains. And the most desirable multifamily condos or townhomes are located in Old Town or near Myrtle Avenue. A thing to be aware of that nobody talks about is that when you live in the premium areas north of Foothill Boulevard, you will be subject to wildlife and wildfires. In case you're not familiar with this part of Southern California, we do get wildfires here, and during wildfire season, neighboring cities will be subject to poor air quality for a few days of the year. In the foothills of Monrovia, however, there are rare chances that the fires will get too close and you'll need to evacuate from your home. It's also very common to see animals like coyote and even bears frequently roaming this part of the city looking for food. All wildlife is protected here, and unless it's a life-threatening emergency, there's really nothing local authorities can do to prevent wildlife from trespassing on your property. This also applies to other cities in San Gabriel Valley with mountainside neighborhoods like in Sierra Madre and La Crescenta. If you want to live in the foothills here, you're just going to have to be prepared for these things. Have supplies and protocols in place in case of an evacuation, and learn common wildlife practices like locking up your trash containers so that the wildlife and animals don't become too much of a nuisance. How are the schools and how are the people here? The schools here aren't the most prestigious, but they are very decent for this part of San Gabriel Valley. Monrovia Elementary and Middle School scores between 6 and 7 on greatschools.org. Monrovia High School score around a 7 and ranks 2014 450 nationally. This is better than neighboring cities to the south and east, like Duarte, El Monte, Azusa. There are cities with more prestigious school districts to the west, like in Arcadia or Temple City, but the median home price, neighborhood environment, and lifestyle there will be much different. Monrovia Public School District also has a dual immersion program where kindergarten to 5th graders can learn either Spanish or Mandarin for part of the day. There are only several school districts with this type of program in the entire San Gabriel Valley region. The goal is to have students bilingual before they finish primary school. This is probably because the community here is very diverse. In Monrovia, Hispanic nationalities make up 43%, white nationalities make up 34%, and Asian nationalities make up 13% of the population. There's a good range of diversity here, from ethnicity to age groups, from families to retirees. The neighborhood communities here are very close-knit. You can tell just by looking at the turnout of the holiday activities throughout the year. There's the night street fair and market every Friday, 4th of July fireworks show and summer concerts, Halloween bash and costume contest in October. Most of these activities take place near the public library in Old Town Monrovia on Myrtle, and they're all free to attend, and literally thousands of people turn out for these events. Fun fact, for such a small town, Monrovia is really progressive on alternative forms of transportation. If you don't have a car or frequently commute somewhere close to the Metro subway station, Monrovia has its own Metro Gold Line station. If you're a resident here, Monrovia has a program with Lyft that lets residents rideshare at a very discounted rate, and the city frequently has bike rebate programs that lets you save hundreds on bicycle purchases. So what do you think about moving to Monrovia, California? Can you see yourself living here? If you're planning to move here or somewhere around the greater Los Angeles area, leave me a message down below, and my partners and I would love to help you achieve your real estate goals. Check out my other videos about living around Pasadena and the greater Los Angeles area on my channel, and subscribe to get updates on all new videos every time one comes out. Until next time, goodbye.